Hi, ho everyone. My name is Mr. Fruit, and welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast episode. This one in
255.
today's 255. In today's episode, we are missing one BlueWestlo, but Rob and I are here to penetrate your ears regardless, with consent, because I don't think
Yeah.
you would have clicked on this otherwise, and that's
Yep.
important.
Hey, and for all the people coming from TikTok, welcome. This is a safe zone for you. You guys can, this is a little longer
Maybe
than your
not,
3-second videos, but
yeah, maybe not equal brain rot, but I'd like to think some brain rot.
yeah, definitely
At the
some.
very least, you'll get some bad takes. What did we talk about?
We talked about a little bit of NFL football, a little bit. We talked about the Switch 2 was being released, our opinions and thoughts on that. And we also
A
talked,
quick review on Wolfman.
yeah, Mr. Fruit saw a movie. Is it a skip? Or does he want
Silo.
you to see it?
No spoilers on Silo or anything or Severance,
You know what? And no
but those are
spoilers on this
paused.
podcast. How about you just listen and go into it blind, just like how Mr. Fruit likes it? I've been getting on the Peloton again recently, and let me tell you something a little bit too personal. My feet get really sweaty. And then I go upstairs after my workout, and poor Sydney has to smell those things. Well, not anymore, thanks to today's sponsor, Mando. Thanks to Mando, my sweaty feet and stinky feet won't push Sydney away while we're watching TV after I work out. Instead, she'll love the smell of them because they smell like leather. They also come with these awesome deodorant wipes that I use to wipe my feet with, and it also just takes away every kind of smell. It also comes with whole body deodorant, which is safe to use anywhere on your body. Your pits, your balls, your thigh folds, belly button, butt cracks, and feet. All products are baking soda free and paraben free. Clinically proven to control body odor than a shower with soap alone. Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid deodorant stick, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like what I got, mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your first starter pack. Use code GG at shopmando.com. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Everybody wants their 2025 to be the best it possibly can. And the only way to do that is to push yourself to the farthest of your potential. And if you don't know that potential or can't seem to crack into it, why don't you try BetterHelp? BetterHelp helped me get past looking at comparing myself to other content creators and just focus on what matters the most, and that's my community. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of over 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. You can also switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp. HELP.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. Once again, that's BetterHelp. A lot of people think it's Better Health. BetterHelp. HELP.com/GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GG Over Easy podcast. Sans one blue-colored penguin. He is otherwise preoccupado. We're back to continue to chip away at the Q&A. We will get through it. That is the New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Among other topics. But I want to start. I was at the movies this past couple days. So I have another fruit review here.
Okay.
But more important than the fruit review, after the fact, now that I come strapped now every time with my metal straw.
Yeah.
And then it has a little silicone rubber tip thing. Very fun. You can like chew on it. Anyway, brought that. And then when I'm done, I got to clean it. So I go to the bathroom. Or just like wash it off because it's sticky from the icy. So I like wash it off. And I look up into the mirror, you know. And that might have been the least flattering self-image ever. The light, whatever
What do you
can
mean?
light they had right above the mirror, was just shining just perfect to put on blast my new receding and thinning hairline.
Oh no. I mean, you're just
Like,
preaching to the choir, bro.
I mean, I can already see from here it's a little, but like, doesn't look that bad. But then under that light, I mean, I could see it was the first time I could see my entire head, the top of my head. Like I could, I'm like,
We're in the
is
club.
that? Yeah. So it was more just like, well, we're really getting it. But it more just hit me like, I really am getting older, huh?
Yeah. But like, right here, like, we're still good. You know what I mean? Like no actual like, circle or anything like that. Which I'm cool with. Like I rather have a receding hairline than like a big circle right here. Which
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Let it be known. If I get to that point, I'm letting it go, man. Okay. I'm not gonna kid myself. The only thing is, I don't know if I'm gonna look good bald, but yeah, I'm not gonna like. We were watching Jeopardy the other night, and this bro, it's just like, man, somebody has had to have told him. If not, I'll do it, bro. Let it go, man. Just
were
let
you
it go.
watching the pop culture one or just normal Jeopardy?
We only watched normal. She's shown me clips of the pop culture. I feel like we should watch pop culture because that's the only one I feel like I'd have a chance at.
Yeah,
We
same.
did watch a celebrity episode of Normal Jeopardy with McCullen, or the kid from Home Alone.
Macaulay
Eh,
Culkin?
Yeah, and because I was thinking that he wrote us down as Mac, so they're calling him Mac, but he was
Oh.
on that episode, and I like Celebrity more because they definitely give him some softballs. I got more in the Celebrity. Granted,
Mhm.
that's because like a lot of the questions have hints to the answer in the question. I'm like,
Yeah.
ah, like oh, I think I might have even had a chance.
Yeah, they do make it a little
Uh,
easier.
so yeah, if I get to that point, probably just let it go. I mean, again, I if it's gonna be like my dad, I mean, yeah, I'll have a receding hairline, but I'll still have some hair. I'll have enough that like
Yeah, I was gonna say your dad has hair, and so does my dad. Like it's just, a little back.
big if true. Yeah. But anyway, so then I went to go see Wolfman, brand
Oh,
new horror film. Now, this
that's
was
horror?
very, very Mr. Fruit coated. I don't even think I saw a trailer. So
Really?
I was like, oh, new theater, Wolfman. I thought I might have heard about it being surprising, and I knew it was like a classic take on the werewolf thing. So I'm like,
Wait, people were
screw
saying
it.
it was good? So that's
Well, that's what I thought I'd seen.
Oh,
But like, but I, but I was also like, I'm not about to watch a trailer. Like, I'm just gonna go in blind. Whatever. If I'm gonna go see it, this is the best way to do it.
okay.
And so I did, and it gets a 2 can pass.
Yeah, I mean, I could have told
Um,
you that from the trailer. That's why trailers, are a thing.
yeah, but see, but then I know what's coming. It's fun going into a movie and genuinely being like, I have no idea where we're headed. Or
See,
sometimes like I'm not even entirely sure what this movie is about.
I don't find any entertainment in that. Like, I need to know, like, all right, what are we about to embark on? Like, I wanna know what this journey is gonna look like.
Well, to see the, and I think we've talked about it before, but my problem with trailers is I have the worst memory. I do. I can't remember anything unless for some unforeseen reason it is a spoiler or a movie trailer. If you tell me a spoiler, that is a core memory. I cannot get rid of it. It's why I hate spoilers. My brain latches onto it. Probably because it knows I hate it so much. It spites me. And the
Probably.
movie trailers, I only watch them once. But then every image I see is burned into my head. And then I can't help myself when I'm watching the movie, like, oh, this is about to happen. And then my brain goes, wait, no, but we saw this in the trailer and this hasn't happened yet. So this must happen. And then it does, and it ruins the movie for me. So that's the one problem. They put a little too many spoilers in movies. So typically, if I'm going to, I like to see like a teaser trailer, like way like I watched the Superman teaser trailer or the new DC one that came out like
Yep.
a couple weeks ago, whatever. That's all I'm gonna watch.
I
They're gonna
respect
bring out
that.
new trailers. They're gonna be whatever. It was enough for me to just get a vibe of like, what does this look like?
So what do you do when
What's
you're
the
at
new
the
Superman?
movies and they show, like, an actual trailer? You just go like this and, like, just
Oh, I just like read. Well, I either read my phone or I try to show up. I try to get into the theater about 20 minutes late.
Oh, okay.
Because on average, trailers are like 27 minutes.
Mhm.
So typically, showtime, let's say it's 5 o'clock. Okay, well, that's a bad showtime. I can't hypothetical that because that's traffic. Okay, let's say the showtime is 6:30. I'm gonna leave my house about 6:25. Even though it's a 15-minute drive, I'm gonna get there 10 minutes late, and then I'm gonna get my food. Well, probably get there, go to the bathroom first, then get my
Of course.
food, then get my seat. Then there's about like 1 or 2, maybe 2 trailers left. Perfect. Roll the film.
Okay.
And that's the tech nowadays. Because well, the thing too is back in the day, I did like going early to see trailers, but also the magic of it was ruined when the actual movie theaters where you saw the new trailer. It
Yeah.
wasn't like, "Oh, wait for it to go online."
YouTube or
Or wait,
something like that.
yeah, wait for it to premiere on this show or something. Like it was like instead like go to the movies to see the new trailer for X. And now it's just like, "Oh, well, I've seen a bajillion of these." So, anyway, yeah, it was very eh. It was
Mm.
yeah.
I mean, the trailer's very like the idea is cool, but like I don't know, like the whole like concept, like he got attacked and now he's turning into a wolf is like
I guess it's
was the
supposed
wolf
to be like
cool?
categorized as kinda. I guess it's categorized as like body horror. I guess that's not really my thing. I don't know. The acting was a little sus for me, although I will say the one thing that I will give props, sound design. Really like the sound design. The Foley artist did a great job because with so for those unaware, I won't spoil anything, even though funnily enough, the core concept of the movie I did not know about. Um, but essentially there's like this disease or whatever, and it's a play on the old tale of like what a werewolf is. So it's sort of like what happens when you're infected. But they swapped the POVs of like the survivors to the Wolfman in like one shot. So like let's say it's nighttime and I'm a survivor and I'm spooked in the house and I have a knife. The camera will be looking at me, really dark. You can barely see anything. And then it'll pan like 180 in the dark room. And as it's panning, it's almost like night vision. Not quite, but like everything's starting to get brighter. Lights are coming up, sounds getting louder and louder. And then you realize you're looking from the Wolfman's POV and like almost
Oh.
has like night vision. But then the sound is different and like enhanced, but also muffled. And the way they did the sound design was really cool. So that part was neat. But yeah, so then I looked up reviews. Yeah, it was like 50% or something. I'm like, yeah, that kind of tracks. That was, but again, I don't know. I like going to the theaters enough that I'll gamble on certain movies. Although I still need to see Mufasa. I've, I'll probably at this. I don't even know if Moana 2 is still in theaters. I'll probably see that later.
Eh. I was never a big
And
Moana guy. Like I didn't really love Moana 1.
yeah,
Like
I only saw it
I like Shiny, that was it. Like
once.
that was all I really took out of
Oh,
that movie.
and it's so shiny.
Yeah, that's like all I really took from that movie.
Was a Fly the Concourse. So, which reminds me, Claire did get a Final Jeopardy. She was crying out of her
Oh.
mind. She's like, "Oh my god, I would have won this episode because it was about Coco.
Well, Claire, the
It was
thing is
like
you have to
animated
get the
films."
first questions right to get to Double Jeopardy. So
Well,
or the
actually,
Final
it's funny
Jeopardy.
you
So
mentioned that. In that, I think it was that episode because that's why we were joking. Claire would have won.
oh.
The two guys who were in the lead that got like every question got it wrong and bet everything. So both were at $0.
Oh, so all you
And
needed
then
was just $10.
And then this old lady who got like 3 questions right and ended with, I kid you, like $2,000 won. And then went on to the next episode, get absolutely blasted because spoilers, she didn't do well in the first one. But
Yeah.
that's why I was like, oh my god, Claire probably would have won this. So yeah, anyway, that was my movie theater thing and my hairline. That's all I got.
I have to ask, have you caught up with Silo yet? The season finale was this Friday.
Oh brother, have I? I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hog. Like I will
Well,
be honest.
actually,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm pissed.
Oh no. Are we gonna talk spoilers or like or how are we gonna walk around this? Oh no.
No, I won't. I won't talk spoilers. No, I'm pissed because they're making me wait. I just
Oh,
like
I thought you got spoiled. I thought that's what like I was
no,
like,
no, no,
oh
no.
God.
Well, Claire, that's the annoying thing too. Is like I tell Claire, it's like, oh my god, like that was so sick, but I'm pissed. And I have to like wait for because it finally got renewed for season 3 and 4, I guess.
Well, I guess season 3 just wrapped up filming, and
Well, it
season
better come
four's
out soon
been
then.
season 4's been written, apparently.
Okay,
Like is fully written.
I'm just praying I don't have to wait too long. That's all I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I was just upset because it's like, man, they're really gonna like make me just wait. And she's like, yeah, I'm upset for you too. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, the ending's crazy. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
she read the books or looked it up.
No, she just went online and read everything already. That's just what she does. And she's like, it's crazy. And I'm like, I already hate you. Stop that.
Like, it's
I'm like-
crazy. Like,
I'm like, stop.
stop,
just
you
making it
manga
worse.
reader.
Yeah. God. So yes, I caught up. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Still pogging out me mind. In fact, for one of the cold opens this week for Pokemon, I asked for book recommendations. I'm not going to read Silo because I started Silo's the show.
Yeah, you started the anime
maybe-
before the manga, so it's like,
Yeah, exactly.
Let me finish
So
this
maybe I
out.
finish the anime, then I go back to the manga. But in this case, I want some like Silo coded books, some like Silo adjacent kind of mystery, because that's a genre I like. Of just like, I don't know if it's what it's called, but the core concept is discovering the unknown. Like you're put in a thing, you don't know why, and you're in a odd scenario. It's like the cube. Okay. Yep. Mr. Fruit
Mhm.
mentioned the cube again. There's another $1. Okay. It's like the cube where you're just in a weird place. And then the whole thing is like, why the fudge? What is this? And that's like Silo. That's like a whole bunch of other movies that I like.
Yeah.
Or shows or whatever. So
Well, one of the few books that I've actually read for fun is the City of Ember is about like an underground city, where like inhabitants live.
I did read that one back in the day.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's
Back
like a
in the day,
good like
cafe.
that's a good like mystery, discovering the unknown type of thing. But what I really liked
The
about
Giver?
what I really
That
liked
was
about
actually one of my favorite school
oh
books. The Giver.
yeah, but it was a school book, so it was hard for me to be like, all right, let me.
Yeah, but see, that's what I was like too. But then I was like, wait,
This is
this is
kind
kind
of
of actually interesting.
What I really liked about Silo, it was like one of those shows where like you're kind of watching it, and like as you get to like episode 7, you're like, not much has really happened. Like this
But
is
then you
kind of
realize they've just been setting it up.
yeah, and then like the last like 2 or 3 episodes, like all the answers were like all the questions were answered. New questions have like risen, and it's like
The end of season or the end of episode 9 for this finale.
yeah,
Oh, come on. That's what it's like. Like you had all the stuff. You're like, I kind of get it. Wait, what's those sons of guns? I
Yeah.
see what they're doing.
I was like, what the hell? It was
And then no spoilers, but
Yeah,
then
never.
also the end of episode 10. I'm like, huh?
if you're one of those people that like you need all the episodes to be out to binge it, this is the show that you need to be watching. Just ended, so now you can binge all the episodes and not have to wait a whole week like we had to. Just great. Just a great recommendation from you all those years ago. I mean shit, you made a YouTube video on it.
I know. What I would have never made a YouTube video on a TV show ever aside from that. So I'm glad it can hit though. And now there's Severance season 2 to watch, which I'm excited about. So
No, I'm not watching that. I don't find like we're accountants and we trade stocks. Like I don't find that like cool at all. I don't get it. What is it not about that?
if you want another mystery recommendation, the second show I'd probably make a YouTube video about is Severance.
Really?
Because also it is silo coded.
It's
is
not
what
just-
you think.
It's not just about like we're
is
selling
not what you-
stocks and
I'm
I'm
not-
Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec. Like
I'm not gonna say anything else. Watch episode 1.
I will say
It's not
this,
what you think
after
it is.
Silo had
It's not what you think
ended,
it is.
a Severance just started up in the background, and Sydney and I were like talking about the episode, and I wasn't watching, but like the first like 10 minutes or something where they're like, it's like radio interview, and he's like, "No one's ever gotten all those right." And then I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I turned it. That's all I've seen of it.
So it's exactly what I just mentioned. It's a show exploring what you don't know. The premise, I'll just because I mean that's
Yeah,
what it's
like,
called.
yeah.
It's just so it's in the future.
Okay.
I don't know how too far in the future, but they figured out a way to separate work and normal life. And at least in this company, it's like a trial company. Like not many people are doing this, and it's sort of taboo. Like
Mhm.
you're working there, people look at you a little bit differently. But you have your what they call an innie and an outie, like a belly button. But essentially, it's your personality. So once you go into work, you clock in, and when you're there,
Your
you're
family.
like a different person. You don't remember anything outside of work.
Oh,
And then when you clock out, you don't remember anything inside of work. So they're like two separate people. So you have these two separate lives. And
huh.
so it's supposed to make it easier to like separate work life and, live a more fulfilling life and not having to worry about it and all this sort of stuff.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Hmm. Okay.
Very interesting. It's Pog.
Okay. Maybe
So,
Sydney and I will.
yeah.
Is season 2 out now? Like, have they started releasing episodes? I saw they did like a pop up thing. They were like in like the New York City subway station or something like that, and they had like a glass dome around them, and all the actors were in there just pretending to act, basically. And people were like
Pretend to
able to
be
like,
their Annies.
oh,
Mhm.
okay,
I'm just saying, it's like one of those two, like, it might begin like you might have seen like season 2 of Silo.
mm-hmm,
Or like, well, I don't really, but you trust.
okay.
He cooks.
Uh,
So also sick.
well, I think a lot of people are looking for recommendations, because TikTok is officially gone. Now
I've
I have a
got my
question.
ticket to China.
I got your question. I got
We're
a
moving.
question for you. Do you think TikTok will be back?
Yeah.
Me too. Like I can't imagine TikTok just like I don't know. I think it's gonna be like I mean, I don't know if you saw like the little like notice thing, but like Sydney was
Well, yeah, and they're
scrolling.
trying to be like, but thanks to Trump,
Yeah,
he
like
might save the day. And it's like, but he's also sort of the reason we're here.
yeah.
I don't understand. And he's like he's a savior. But as a whole, the whole TikTok thing is weird. And uh, I just don't get the whole. I mean, I sort of do. Okay, so for disclosure,
Yeah.
yes, I have a TikTok. I made it for
Yeah.
Mr. True Game or whatever though. Yeah, I will sit probably logged on to it once.
Yep. Same.
I've never liked the TikTok video. I've never
Same.
gone through a feed.
Nope.
I posted just a couple.
We're
Just
old
so
heads. Like we were just talking about receding hairlines. We didn't I do this
yeah.
also the same. I never scrolled TikTok or anything.
I
I'm
don't
Reddit.
watch Instagram Reels. I don't watch YouTube Shorts. I don't watch TikToks. So I'm just completely out of it.
With you.
Um, but the whole like Chinese spyware thing, I get, but also everything like
Yeah, get in
everyone's
line.
so hung up on
Like
that, and of all the egregious things spying on you, probably that's like the 10th or 11th,
yeah,
probably right now.
probably.
I just, but really, it's just the brain rot, or people upset that people are able to use it to push certain agendas or say
I
certain
mean, you can post
things.
those anywhere. Like people can still post that stuff on like Instagram Reels. I think. But I don't really like. Again, what is really the purpose of this ban? Like, who really like knows? Like, I don't know. Big Brother's always watching, but they want to watch you and not have other Big Brother watch you.
Uh, as far as I'm aware, it's essentially just like how do we sell this to like American? How do we get like Zuckerberg to buy this so he can just make more money and now own this? I don't know. I don't get it. It's all overblown, overdone. Um,
How long do you think it
Granted,
takes for TikTok to come back? What would your guesstimate
well,
be?
I'll say 2 weeks
That's what I was kind of thinking about. 3 weeks, maybe a
because I think
month.
the new office will be using it to win over the younger generation, and I think it will work.
Oh, for
It's a crazy
sure.
thing too. They're like, "Let's save TikTok." Now, granted, you know what? If you want to love him, you can hate me because if I could go back in time and make sure Vine and Reels and Shorts and TikToks never existed, I would.
Yeah.
I'd just nip them in the bud. Even
You're
though I don't do them, and I'm a little bit spiteful because they've affected my job, I also just think it has done nothing good for our attention spans
agreed.
or the youth or how we consume content. Like, brain rot is a meme, but also brain rot.
Well,
I,
it's really interesting. Like I'll watch Sydney like watch TikToks because like again, I'm not on TikTok. So like it's really interesting to see like her and like the 1.5 second a TikTok has if it catches Sydney's attention or not. And so sometimes they'll be like, watch me change my room to a this is the new whoop. Yes, and then it's like a washing machine.
Get down.
And then she like watches the washing machine and they put in like the soaps and stuff like that.
Or
Like,
and then she won't watch that, but then suddenly like a video pulls up.
yeah.
It's like what is this? What
So
are we doing?
like there was one time like she was like I like just looked to my right and she was like watching a washing machine. Like somebody was putting like the detergent and then like a different kind of detergent. And like the thing was just spinning and she was just like watching. I was like, are you really watching like somebody like just do laundry? And she's like, yeah, it's like entertaining to me. I'm like, that's like the craziest thing ever. And then last night I showed her like a TikTok and it was like, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star was the best star of them all and outlived all the other stars. And it was like a fan. And I like showed her this and she's like, you give me shit for the laundry pods, but you're watching this Twinkle Twinkle Little Star like fan cam. And I was like, it is hilarious. Like this is what the app was for.
I was listening to an interesting like video essay about like cozy games and like sort of the paradox of people coming home from work to play games that would just be work, like Stardew Valley. Like you're just gonna go farm, or Farming Simulator, just gonna go farm,
Or like trading card simulator or whatever. Like
trading, or Power Wash Simulator. Like this is all stuff you could do. Now some of it, I mean, it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna start my own farm. But the point is, it's like jobs people have that are mundane. Like you don't ask a farmer, like, hey, would you do this for fun? Necessarily, and then be like, oh, I love breaking my back pulling out crops, 16 hours a day. Probably not.
Nope.
But then why would you come home and try to unwind playing these games? And the whole idea of it is essentially it's something familiar, but it's gamified so that there's no pressure. There's a lot less like strife or friction. There's some, but it can be really mundane, like Animal Crossing's fishing. Just click the button at the right time. Enough stress to be thrown in that like it's not just all easy peasy, but enough there's that. But then the whole thing that's reassuring is it's a game, which means it's meant to be beaten. And unlike real life where you have a problem and you don't know if you can fix it, how to fix it, or when it'll get fixed, you play the game knowing it's meant to be fixed. You have as much time as you want. You can put it down, and there are easily achievable goals. So it's satisfying. You can actually finish or put aside and mark things off, unlike real life where you can't.
Yeah.
And then the cozy gamer, you get the levels of like how far do you want it to just be literally like you're just vibing. There's literally no pressure to like even Stardew. There's pressure in terms of there's a day, you have time, and like some amount of energy. So like you just go to bed at some point, wake up, don't overwork yourself. But also you have as many years as you want essentially. Like maybe you wait until fall to do something, but whatever. Or you go even further to more stressful events that you have to keep track of more things, blah blah blah. But there's like this line, like Animal Crossing's stress would be like, hey, this villager moved in and wants you to get him a tuna.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not like you got to save the world from this
Yeah.
alien race.
Because for some people, like the video essay pointed out, it's like for some people, their Stardew Valley is doom. They derive some pleasure and enjoyment from just slaying and ripping heads off aliens for 2 hours. Like that's
Hell yeah.
for them, that's enough. Yeah, just like not quite brain dead, but engaging yet satisfying and accomplishable gameplay that satisfies that, and it just makes them
Me.
happy. And it's like it's weird to think you'd come home and to relax, fight demons for 2 hours, but that's just how some people do it. But that's really how you break down almost every game, and why games are so enjoyable is the fact that they are gamified. And so whether or not you're consciously thinking about it, it's the fact that this is beatable. Maybe not right now, but you can always put it down. It's designed to be beaten, unlike life. And I think it just has a lot of parallels. And same thing with like the TikTok content with like, why am I watching somebody do laundry? Just cozy, or like for some reason there's something in there that you just find relaxing, or it's enough for you to sort of disengage and chill out. And I mean, that's a big thing about not just TikTok, but our society. I mean, we're not meant to be making decisions and paying attention and being so mentally active almost every minute of every hour we're awake. Like
Makes sense.
we rarely have that downtime anymore. So yeah, I don't think TikTok, the ban will last. If it does, for some reason, there will be something else. And in the meantime, like, if you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? Just go YouTube Shorts for now, I guess. YouTube must be loving this.
Yeah, but like, and then that's like my other thought process is like, are they getting rid of TikTok so like places like Reels and YouTube Shorts like see like a uptick in like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, where the conspiracies end, I don't know.
yeah, like I have no idea. So, quick moment of silence for all those that lost their TikToks and all those TikTok creators. Thank you, fans. And then another moment of silence for the Detroit Lion fans and the few sports fans that lost yesterday. All right, I'm going to go on a rant here. All right. The Chiefs' dominance is way worse than the Patriots' dominance was back in the day. Okay. It is worse. It is so much worse.
The Patriots. I hate the Patriots, and I agree because, dude, there was 2 games of so for sports, not sports fans, skip ahead like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, VOD viewers, skip ahead.
Blue isn't here, so he doesn't have to skip either. There was 2 playoff games yesterday, the divisional round. There were 2 games of football. No, sorry. There was 1 game of football, 1 game of ref ball.
Yeah.
That's my, like, and I'm even telling Claire about it before, and then we're watching it, and even Claire's like, I have no stake in football. I root for nobody. I couldn't care less. I can see that it's rigged. She's like, I can see there's favoritism. It is like the game started and there was like that first call. I'm like, oh, all right, here we go.
Well, and that's like, and it's not just like, oh, like that's like happened on like first or second. It's like a big down, like they get a stop,
every time.
Like
every scoring drives were saved 2 different times because of what they also even it's bad too, and even that's just like I don't see. And then they get the ref guy and he's like, yeah, so like typically you can see this, but like, yeah, I'm not sure what they were seeing, and of course they all have to dance around it because in their contracts, whatever, you can't disparage the refs.
Yeah,
but it's even bad when they're still like, but like, come on, man, like what we can't be doing this.
But my thing is like, what I don't understand is like the NFL is a billion-dollar entertainment. Like they don't qualify themselves as a sport. They say
WWE at this point.
They're an entertainment like source. Okay, can we get some full-time referees? Like you guys could pay these dudes so much money. Yeah, or like, and like it could be like that, like because like the sports people see or like the announcers see the replay. Just have someone in New York be like, hey, that was like not a thing. Like let's just like recall it. but they don't want to like step over the refs like or something or like
But I think there should be a medium ground because they tried it with PI last year or 2 years ago, whatever. Overturned it, sure, fine, whatever. That can sort of be subjective. But I think any penalty that's like 15 yards or more, like one of
you can
the like
subject to
unnecessary
review.
stuff, should be subject because usually those aren't as subjective. It's like the unnecessary roughness. Oh, he didn't hit his helmet. Oh, okay, it's not. Or like the face mask that they call it. It's like, oh wait, no, he
Yeah.
didn't actually grab the face mask. Okay, that's not like a. Well, one could argue that he didn't grab his face mask.
Yeah, or
I
like
get it. The ref from his angle could have seen that, but then that's an easy. Oh, hey man, I get what. But it looked like it. He didn't call it back. Let's move on. I don't know why we don't. I really don't.
and then like Patrick Mahomes like just slowing up enough while he's going out of bounds and then like gets pushed and he's like,
When he
"What?"
flopped,
Like-
that's when I lost it, dude. And then I'm like, if they throw a flag right now, I will lose. Like that is it. And thankfully they didn't.
Thank
But
God.
like
The
that
uproar
should be a
on that
penalty.
one, oh, 100%. Like if you're trying to like you're playing football. You are playing football. And like I think I had
Not
like
only that, you're already the most protected.
I don't know if you
quarterback.
talked to like to Claire about it, but her and I talked like 2 hours about like football and like the safety of football. And I literally was like, Claire, you can't make football safe because it's not meant to be safe. You can't like make something safe that was made to not be safe. Like, you know what I
I
mean?
mean, I still think. Well, but here's the thing: they have these rules in place, and it's fine. The problem is you're abusing the rules trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's wrong.
Yeah,
Because like you should avoid head-to-head collisions.
sure.
Don't lead with your head. Don't hit their head. That's fine. We should be able to protect them bare minimum. But then you're going to flag them for like Mahomes
Getting tackled.
purposely running around knowing like I'm a protected runner right now. Oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna slide. Whoa, hey, where's
Last
the
minute
flag, ref?
slide.
Yeah, like pull up, and then as a defender, it's like, what are defenders supposed
Well,
to
and
do?
the linebacker hits his own player harder than he hits Mahomes, and like
Yeah,
gets like
it should be a penalty on Mahomes because he made them hit, And yeah, I'm with you. It's just like there should be some protection, and we do have some calls or some hits where it's like, hey, that's
you
we don't
just
need to be
never see
doing that.
Tom Brady doing that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, sure, hate on the Patriots and what all that was back in the day, and like, did we ever have calls go
Like, man
our
took some
way?
hits.
Sure, yeah, but like, yeah,
He
that
took him and he got up.
I saw like a 5-minute fan cam yesterday of just Tom Brady just getting lit up for like 5 minutes straight. And guess what? Spoiler: half of those clips were against the Broncos. But yeah, just
Spoilers, he probably has permanent brain damage.
him just getting
but still, he took
absolute.
him.
Yeah, he's not the greatest in the booth. I will say that. Like
I think he's getting better though.
he's getting better, but like he's just
And
very
what
vanilla.
I like, he might be vanilla, but I do like when he gets passionate and rips into people. He's
Yeah.
willing to be like, "That was bad. What are you doing?" Or like, I'm trying to remember one of the games.
Baker
I think he did
Mayfield?
a Packers game. Oh yeah, he did Baker Mayfield. I think Jordan Love, he kind of tore into him too. But the thing is, like, he's pointing it, or even with Goff in this time with some of the calls or like some of the throws, she's like, oh, like,
Oh my god.
no. Yeah, or just like pointing out, like, I wouldn't do that. And I mean, yeah, he's not but like, it's sort of the refreshing, like, bro's just laying it out there, and he is the love of the game. Like, even I'll admit when there was 12 men on the field, he was calling timeout. I'm like, they are about to run out of a play clock. They probably should call a timeout.
Oh,
Well,
like
I
that.
know the whole time he's like, dude, called because he sees the 12 people. He's like, Detroit or what are we doing? Call timeout.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
you
they
realize it's 12 men. And that's
He-
just because, like, again, he's like Romo when he first started. Like,
Yeah.
he's just locked in,
yeah.
love of the game. He's like, he might as well still be competing. He's that into it. He just needs to work on
The
rest of it and
metaphors,
actually-
yeah.
yeah, and really making it more colorful, I would say. But I guess he's returning for another year, and
I mean, they signed
I
him for
think
like
he'll get
10
better.
years or something like that. So,
yeah, and for a lot of money.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Also, this is recorded on Sunday morning, so we haven't seen the Sunday
other
night games. So, give me your quick predictions on those games. Who's winning the Eagles versus the Rams?
At this point, I don't know. The NFC is an absolute toss-up. I call me crazy. I'd like to see the Rams, but I feel like Philly's defense is gonna take it home. Been doing it all year. And then but see, like all these 3 games for me was the appetizer. For me, coming into this weekend, Bills, Ravens was the entree, the main
Mm-hmm.
course. That's what I'm waiting for. I honestly don't know. I'd
Okay.
like to see Ravens take it, but I could see it going either way. I think with Allen and Lamar, it's going to be exactly what we saw with Detroit, a game of turnovers. Whoever turnovers the ball more, I think that's going to decide the game. And it's just scary because although Lamar's been really good about it this season, past seasons, he struggled with turnovers. And we know Josh Allen plays loose, plays fast. He can make some incredible plays, but he's not the best with ball security. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see, I'm going to call Rams and Ravens.
Okay. I'm gonna go Eagles Ravens. A little bit more. Man, that Bills Ravens game is gonna be so good.
It's
That
in
Buffalo.
like Bills are, yeah.
It's in
Is this
Buffalo.
how cold is this supposed to be?
God, it's got to be freezing your britches off because it's like
I can only hope we
-2
get a
for us right
snow
now.
globe game.
At this very moment,
is.
it's like -2. Let's see. Weather Buffalo. It'll be like 20 degrees and maybe a little bit of snow.
Imagine it's a full snow game. Oh, those are the best.
Oh
That would've
yeah.
been
Well, it could
legendary.
be like that for Philadelphia's game. Could be like a big
Oh,
snowball.
that would make it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
You want
So
sports talk?
yeah, sports people.
This is far enough,
Stop skipping.
VOD skippers.
Yeah.
It's far enough, VOD skippers. And we'll get into a topic that I'm curious to hear what you think about it. The Switch 2 was finally announced. We are getting a Switch 2 in 2025. I think sometime in April or no, I think they said they're doing like a keynote thing in April.
Yeah,
Like a
I don't know
more
if
like
they did a release
specific
date.
about it. But I don't think they gave a release date. But we did get a trailer for it and also got a new Mario Kart teaser for the new Mario
With,
Kart
like,
coming out.
24 people or something, right?
Yeah, there was like it showed like the starting zone and it had like the grid and there were 24 on like
Right,
the
23 more people to beat me. Can't wait. I can't. God.
What's your opinion on the Switch 2? Like of what we saw?
I get it. They have a hit. I mess with it. I mean, because here's the thing: what else would you really want at this point? They kind of, in the current ecosystem, have carved out exactly what they want and do it well. It's accessible, and so now it's just going to be a little bigger, a little more powerful. I'm looking forward to getting 3 more frames in Pokemon. Still the same graphics and textures, but yeah, maybe 3 more frames.
Do you think you get a new Pokemon game with the Switch 2?
With the release, I would think so, because we also haven't had a Pokemon game since 2023. The first time there was not a mainline Pokemon game at all, which, and by mainline, I mean like either the core RPG or like a pseudo spinoff like Legends Arceus. There's nothing. So I think it's Legends ZA or whatever the fudge is supposed to be the next one. But if I was going to do it with the announcement, I would assume fall release date of Pokemon that probably coordinates with Switch 2. And shout out at the very least, Switch 2 and Switch 1, full compatibility, using the same cartridges and everything.
Yeah.
So it's not a case of like, if you're using the Switch 1, you're going to be left out. Or you get a Switch 2, suddenly all those games you have, it's like, well, because I think that would have been the fumble of all time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they didn't do it. If they didn't allow that.
Well, they have so many people that have a Switch now. It would have been like, we're like,
oh yeah, it's sold insane. It's still selling pretty insane. And so yeah, I'm hoping to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up coming out for Switch 1 previous to the Switch 2, and then Switch 2 comes out, and there's like a, I don't know, upscaled or
Yeah.
something version, but I'm just worried, at least for me, because while I do like Nintendo, I mean, I really don't play many Nintendo games.
Yeah, me either.
Um, so for me, it's always Pokemon, and it's like, okay, cool, better hardware. Switch was better hardware. They didn't make better use of it. So what's to make me believe that they're going to make even better use of it?
Yeah.
Now, I guess another argument is that typically by the end of the life cycles of the hardware, that's when Pokemon started to finally reel it in and get a feel for it. And then typically it's like, oh well, it's all undone. We're going to the next. But this isn't much of a gap of hardware. So if they're starting to finally nail in the Switch, well, it shouldn't be that drastic of a change to just Switch 2, if really much. Now, I don't have that much knowledge in that sort of stuff, but it's like I imagine the back end or coding, like it's not too much different aside from just you have more powerful hardware. Again, I don't know though. So
Yeah.
maybe it is, but hopefully that translates to actually some better Pokemon games. Now, again, when I say better Pokemon games, the core mechanics of Scarlet and Violet are fine with me. It's the frame rate, the animations, the textures, the populating, the glitches, like the actual. Because again, I mean, like,
It plays like Power World if
oh
you're on a 20-person Power World server.
yeah, I still need to play that new update.
Same.
I need to get to that soon. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I assume. But here's the other thing. I'll ask you: do you think we're going to see a new Smash Brothers with Switch 2?
Oh my god. But didn't they say like didn't the guy who like makes it say like this is it?
Sakurai
Like
stopped, but you bet your bottom dollar they're not stopping Smash Brothers.
yeah.
And we also don't know for a fact he's not going to come back. In fact, he went on a hiatus, made a YouTube channel. I don't know if you've heard about this.
No.
What Sakurai's doing? So he like left. He's like, I'm stepping back or retiring or whatever. Like I'm tired. Instead, started making a YouTube channel to like give advice, some behind the scenes or like aspects and ways to approach game design, and was doing it all for free on his YouTube channel. They were really insightful, really cool, really well made, and he did that for like 2-3 years or something. And then when he stops, he's like, sorry guys, this is it. This was the project I wanted to do. Oh, also, every video you've seen I made almost 3 years ago. I had them all prepped, paid for other people. He's like, I put it's almost like over like $100,000 all into this with no return on investment. Oh, and in the meantime, I went back and I'm working on games.
Oh.
So that was Sakurai. So, but we don't know if it's
He's playing
Smash.
chess.
Yeah, we don't know if it's another game. I
A
mean, the
Kirby
dude
game.
just
Like
the love of the game. So yeah, we don't know what he's doing. It could be Return to Smash. It could not.
I
But
don't think we
I
get a
don't
new
think we.
Smash with the release. Maybe in like a year or something like that when like the Switch 2 is like I'm not buying Switch 2. I'm kind of waiting for the Smash is here. Like yeah, or like who knows? Like maybe but like would everyone have to be there? You know what I mean? Like what would that roster look like? You know what I mean? Like
I think they don't do that. Everything is here again. I think they go back to
keep Steve
probably.
where Steve is at.
Yeah, leave him. I think they'll go back to what they were doing. Bring back a good swath, but then introduce some new ones. But I just think like it prints money.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? Like if they're like Switch 1 is so good, why not Switch 2? Smash Brothers, so much money, why not Smash Brothers 2?
Yeah.
Now it'll be interesting because as with every Smash, and especially if it's not Sakurai, there will be some system change or something that's seemingly nuanced, but then you play it and it plays drastically different, like Melee to Brawl, that will either have people pogging or people upset. Um, and I can I can guarantee you one prediction
Let me hear it.
across whether there'll be Pokemon, whether it'll be Smash, their online will still be dog. I can guarantee you.
I hope they like try and make an improvement on that, but like
They could
they
have. They could this whole entire time. And it's not hard. In fact, some jabroni in his basement, and I say jabroni, he's not a jabroni. But like just some dude in his
yeah.
basement over COVID wrote rollback netcode for online melee that's perfect. You're telling me they can't do that for? Oh
This
wait, they could.
billion-dollar
But why would
company.
they? Yeah, or just invest in like some better servers or so. Like, what are internet? They could, but they don't. And you want to know why? Because they don't have to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what would you say, like, like, how many people actually use Nintendo Switch online? I would say it has to be a minority, and like a big minority. I would think, because like, if it was a
I
majority,
just,
they would care and try and make some sort of updates. I would say
but
it's probably
see, I
less than
don't.
20%.
I think the thing is, it's a large portion, but also most of the people they have are just Nintendo fans who just play Nintendo games or play one or two titles, also don't know better, and also just accept it because Nintendo knows they can get away with it. It's just like a lot of the games, like Nintendo can come out with the craziest stuff, but then sometimes they miss the most obvious things or they seem complacent because sometimes they are, and they're just doing their own thing, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. Works for them and is a detriment at times. And
Yeah.
in this case, they're just like, it's whatever. That's not a high priority. Can you play like Smash Online? Cool. What's the ping like or whatever? Like, oh well, you're still playing with your friends. Oh, and here's the thing. They're like, oh, but guess what? You're still playing. Because what are
Yeah.
you gonna do? Where are you gonna go play Smash otherwise? Like games like that, or a large portion of it too is most of the games they make, a lot of the first party, for instance, are like single player anyway.
Hmm.
So they're like the big things moving these consoles, aside from Smash, um, don't need crazy internet or like Pokemon. I mean, somehow the internet is slow on that, but like it's turn-based combat, you don't need much, which you
Yeah.
could beat up animations. Um, but yeah, so I just if it gets solved, that is a miracle. And that's because like it was a pet project by some random guy who's like, "Yo, I'll do this." It wasn't from the
Hey,
higher ups.
Nintendo, I got you guys.
I
Like,
doubt it. Yeah, and they're like, "All right, fine, I guess you already did
like
all the work."
for me, like I was saying, like for me with the Switch too, like I posted something from Futurama. I don't know if you've ever seen it, and it's like a dude, and he's just like, I don't feel strongly one way or the other, and everyone's like, yay! It's
Yeah.
exactly how I felt about the Switch too. Like, you had people freaking out, and then you had people being like, "Oh, it's the same as the Switch. Like, this is stupid," and it's like you just said, like I get why fix something that's not broken. Like Nintendo caught lightning in a bottle. Let's just release lightning in a bottle too.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like,
so
what all would they change? It's going to be better docking.
it's like
It'll look better portable.
I don't really like use this thing outside of like, oh, like if I'm on a plane, like I guess I'll like maybe play some Mario Party or something like that. Like it's very convenient for like being on a plane, and it's like I just want to occupy myself for maybe 2 hours type of thing. But I'm never just like, let me grab my Switch and let me play some Mario Odyssey again. Like it's fun and it's a good console. It's just not the console for me. You know what I mean? Like this wasn't made for me, and I feel the exact same way as the Switch too.
I think I would feel differently if I like commuted to work or got out more. But I think I've talked about this even with like Steam Deck and stuff, where it's like, well, if I'm home and I'm gaming,
I
I'll just
got
do it on my
two.
PC.
Yeah, I got two computers right over there.
Yeah, like 9 times out of like the amount of times I'm like, man, I wish I could do it somewhere else is rare. Now, granted, when it comes up, I'm glad I have it. Or like Switch
Hmm.
when I'm traveling on
Yeah.
vacation or something. It's like, oh, this is nice. But yeah, that's when it comes into play for me. I know for a lot of other people, it's not the case. Or they play at home, but they like to play handheld. That's fine. It's just I just don't do that.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's like because yeah, if I do play Switch too, not 99% of the time it's docked.
Yeah,
I'm not
a
playing
hundred
handheld.
million. Yeah, like I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I'll either be like again in a plane or something like that is where I play the Switch, which is 3 times, 4 times out of the year maybe.
Yeah. So I'm with you. And I think also, um, same with other consoles and whatnot, but the advancements in tech and graphics and stuff as we continue will be smaller and smaller leaps. Like we're never going to see a leap like we did from like PS1 to PS2 or PS2 to PS3.
Yeah.
Those leaps, like they're just not going to happen anymore. Now, ironically enough, Switch is like the PS3, maybe not even. I don't know if that powerful, but they also don't need that. And to be fair, they work. The Nintendo developers or wizards with their hardware, so they make incredible stuff happen. But like hardware wise, they're actually kind of behind, but they always have been. And for what they do, it makes the most sense, keeps costs down. And again, they're always like majority handheld first. So that's a little bit harder. But so even like the jump from Switch 1 to Switch 2, it is better. But like if you think you're gonna see a picture of Switch 1 to Switch 2 and it's like, Lara Croft polygon boobs to like, Lara Croft 4K, like yeah, we're not seeing that anymore. It's not gonna happen. And for me too, it's just like have it run better. I'm spoiled now, man. Like I need my games in 60 FPS at least, man.
For sure.
I'm spoiled.
That's like the bare minimum. Like if it's not 60 FPS, then like what do we do?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with everybody trying to get into Switch 2. I will probably end up trying to get one because, content creation and all that kind of stuff. Outside of content creation,
Yeah,
I
I'll try to
probably
get one,
wouldn't
but-
be getting one.
What works out for me, I'm not using it. Claire loves it. So.
Yeah, okay. See, Sydney likes it a lot too. Well, when Animal Crossing was like the rage, all the rage. Think about that. Sydney's gaming life, it started with Animal Crossing, and now it's at League of Legends.
What a pipeline. What a pipeline, man. Confirmed Animal Crossing is the gateway drug to League of Legends. Be wary, parents. Keep your kids away from Animal Crossing. We all know what it leads to.
Mm-hmm.
What did you play last night? Because I know the game was about to come on. She's like, any leaguers? I'm like, no shot. Rob's gonna.
I had the game on my second monitor, like while I was watching the game. So I'll be honest, like there was one time, I solo bolo. Come on, like Cho'Gath, I'm eating, and
My man.
literally, so I solo bolo, and I go to like hit the turret a couple times. And I get the play, but I don't leave because like I think Jameson Williams had just like hit like that crazy run. So I'm watching I was like, oh, go on, J-Mo. And I was like, oh, he's humping the ground. And then I hear executed. And I was like, oh shit. And Kevin's like, Rob, like what happened? And I was like, oh,
it was a sick run, bro. You had to see it.
Yeah, exactly. It was sick. So I hear like executed. And I was like, oh, like, my bad. Like there goes like all the tempo that I had gone.
see a phone.
But
we're gonna play this morning.
But cue some ranked.
Yeah, maybe start the day off poorly,
That's what like I felt yesterday because like the day had gone. I had a lot going on yesterday, so a lot of frustrating things happening yesterday. And Sydney was like, "Do you want a league?" And I was like, "If we play league right now and it goes wrong," I was like, I will never financially recover from this day. Like I will like that'll be it. But yeah, I mean, Kevin was playing with us yesterday. He's eating. He's playing. You might see some Jarvan mid today from Kevin. He was playing a lot of Jarvan mid.
Okay.
Yeah, playing
Is
a
that
lot
a
of
thing now?
I have no idea. He was making it a thing and getting like 15 kills. You know, Kevin.
Oh, also I got this. This is my Godzilla shirt I got in London.
Yeah.
Like the cool. This
Is that poop?
blood? No.
How'd you get blood on it?
I don't know. I guess I was bleeding. But like
up on your shoulder?
Yeah. I cut myself, I guess, and now like, bro, I ain't never getting this out, man. Like on the whitest of shirts too. My feels bad. I'll just say it's designed like that.
Hey, Kevin, already. Any early morning leaguers? Oh, I can in like 20. There you go.
A grinder.
Anything else we wanted to touch on before Q&A before you ruin your day with some League of Legends rank? Oh, I will say this. Did you see that Trump released a shitcoin? And have you seen the statistics on his shitcoin? Oh, and I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you've been on Twitter or anything. Did you see what also got banned with TikTok?
Oh, Marvel Snap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in Reddit. I
Uh-huh.
don't know how that accidentally
Well, it's owned by like the parent company of TikTok. So it just kind of got astray. Sorry, Joey. If you're listening to this,
well, I
dog,
will say
I'm thinking about you, man. That sucks. Like you lost your
I have
TikTok
heard
and your
yeah, he's
Marvel
like,
Snap. They really got it
"No,
out for you, bro.
everything in one day." Well, I heard they're, like, also looking at Tencent.
I've been getting on the Peloton again recently, and let me tell you something a little bit too personal. My feet get really sweaty. And then I go upstairs after my workout, and poor Sydney has to smell those things. Well, not anymore, thanks to today's sponsor, Mando. Thanks to Mando, my sweaty feet and stinky feet won't push Sydney away while we're watching TV after I work out. Instead, she'll love the smell of them because they smell like leather. They also come with these awesome deodorant wipes that I use to wipe my feet with, and it also just takes away every kind of smell. It also comes with whole body deodorant, which is safe to use anywhere on your body. Your pits, your balls, your thighs, belly button, butt cracks, and feet. All products are baking soda free and paraben free. Clinically proven to control body odor than a shower with soap alone. Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid deodorant stick, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like what I got, mini body wash and the deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off your first starter pack. Use code GG at shopmando.com. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. This episode of the GG Over Easy podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Everybody wants their 2025 to be the best it possibly can. And the only way to do that is to push yourself to the farthest of your potential. And if you don't know that potential or can't seem to crack into it, why don't you try BetterHelp? BetterHelp helped me get past looking at comparing myself to other content creators and just focus on what matters the most, and that's my community. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of over 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties. You can also switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GG today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this podcast. Once again, that's BetterHelp. A lot of people think it's Better Health. BetterHelp, HELP.com/GG.
And everybody was joking where it's like,
Leave them alone.
bro, if there's one thing you don't want to mess with, it's like the last thing you want to do is free up all those league players. Those are like like league is an insane asylum. And if you take that away, you're letting like the last thing you want to do is upset them.
What is it? Gotham
Arkham Insane Asylum.
Yeah, you're letting out
That's
that.
what it would be like. Yeah, like
you turned Sydney into a freak. She'd be pissed. She would be.
You don't want to poke that bear.
But have you seen the statistics on the Trump coin that the Trump campaign or the Trump team dropped?
I just know it's valued at a stupid amount.
Basically, if you got on the ground, I heard
Imagine
somebody
getting rug pulled by a president.
That's what I was getting to. That's just fucking insane. Like that's just crazy. But basically, people have been putting like, you know, like you hear the story, like, oh, I put $1,000 into this. It's now worth $200,000. But basically, just like I think it's up like, basically, if you invested 10K into this Trump coin, then 10K in 2000 when the NVIDIA or whatever, you'd make more off of this Trump coin in a day than you would have ever made. Like it's no sense. Just to get rug pulled by the sitting president of the United States. Like I just will never get it. I will just never understand like where it stops and like where it begins. Like I will never get it.
I was talking to somebody about I forgot. But they'd made some posts around the election.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a Republican fan cam. And so I just called it a fan cam. And they got so upset. And I was like, this isn't. I'm not politically. If someone had posted a Democratic fan cam, I would have called it a
I'd
fan
call it
cam
a
'cause I
fan
think
cam.
I think that's weird.
That's what we just
Why are
call
we
it, though.
propping up like it goes against everything a politician should be. They shouldn't be doing it in there for recognition and power, and we shouldn't be propping them up. They should be working for us. So it's like I wouldn't have posted a Trump fan cam. I wouldn't have posted a Harris fan cam.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. That's also what
A
we're
Gary
doing.
Johnson fan cam. Who gives a shit? Like,
Unless it's completely ironic. But that was the thing. It wasn't ironic. And then I also realized it wasn't ironic too when they're getting upset. I'm calling it a fan cam. And I'm like, but it's like that's what else is like a montage of clips set to some music.
I am more sexy. My pinta pennies.
Like, that's not a fan cam. Well, then everything I know is a lie.
Yeah, it's
I don't know. Anyway, politics is weird.
I've always said this about politics. Get it back to where it was like C-SPAN. You ever turn on C-SPAN like 15, 20 years ago and it's just people in the house going, all right, motion to put fossil fuels into the ocean. And like, obviously that's a big thing, but like, you know, it's not super political. Yeah, it's like, yay. All right, we're going to put oil into the ocean. Yay. So like, so it's so boring that like, you don't even know what they're talking about. You're like, fuck this. Like, let's get back to that.
I prefer getting quietly and secretly swindled than publicly and now seeing everyone publicly swindle themselves, but knowingly. At least before you could be like, well, they're kind of being shady about it. But now they're like, hey, we're gonna throw oil in the ocean, and you're gonna like it. And everyone's like, yes,
yeah, exactly,
throw the oil, and it's like, wait, what?
That's why I'd rather just be like, there's oil in the ocean. Oh shit, that sucks.
Yeah, but wait, when did they do that? Oh, okay, and then I can like sort of feign ignorance, but wait, I didn't know that. Let's try and like work on that. How are we gonna fix that?
Yeah.
But then when they're just going like, throw the oil, and then everyone's going throw the oil, and then like, there's oil in the ocean. What? No. What do you or like I won't go on politics too long.
Yeah.
But like the rise in Google search of tariffs after the election. Like you already voted, and then you're like, wait, so what are tariffs?
Let me break it down.
Oh, like what are we doing, man?
Yeah. People making uneducated decisions and then trying to educate themselves on those decisions is hilarious. We're gonna start here in the Q&As. Boofus says, Fruit, how do I get past my addiction of Slay the Spire? It's ruining my life.
I would say keep going, because if you're me, it'll burn out soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say Slay the Spire kind of burnt out for me too.
Although
Dado seems to love it. Dado seems to love it.
He does. I'm still bullish on Bazaar. I'm still playing that a bunch.
Yeah.
That's
everyone's crashed out. Everyone has like
everybody's crashing.
All
my friends crashed out.
We were on the racetrack with you, and like you were ahead, and we were going too, and then all of a sudden we were just like, "Fuck this!" And it's like,
suddenly I'm like adjusting my rearview mirror, and there's nothing. I'm like, wait, what happened?
That fire? Like,
huh? Is that smoke? So yeah, that's usually my recommendation. Is I go hard, and then I eventually. But if you're not like me, then I don't know how your mind works. But I'm glad you found the beauty of roguelike deck builders. I would say, if anything, start looking into some others if you haven't. If you want to do that, one that's a lot different. I played a while ago. Pain Ring. Hold on, Ring of Pain, I think it's called. Yeah, Ring of Pain. Very different, but that was fun. God, roguelike. I mean, played about everyone. There's so many good ones. Monster Train. It's a good one. Wild Frost. Check that out. Then there's a lot of like different takes, like Inkbound. I made a video on Uncut, I believe, but a different take on like sort of roguelike deck builders. I mean, like if Slay the Spire is your new thing, I'm like, God, never played this. Ooh, I like roguelike deck builders. Well, boy, do I have a genre to show you. A lot of cool games to explore. Maybe that's what I would do. If you're genuinely like, I'm playing this too much, or like I can't stop, try some others. Balatro, obviously. Any of those, but otherwise, if you found a game you like, keep playing it. Plus, there's that free like fan made expansion that's like a whole other game for Slay the Spire
That's
if you want
cool.
to check that out. And not to mention Slay the Spire 2 is coming around the corner. So look forward to that. And that gave me, I don't know if you saw the trailer for that. That gave me big Switch 2 vibes.
I didn't
Whereas
see
like,
it.
yeah, I was like, they just put a 2 on it. Like, which I don't think is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like if they just hone in on the Slay the Spire experience, but now there's like more content and some like new classes. Although like 2 of the 3 starting classes are the same.
Mhm.
So I'm like, how much what are they changing?
What is so different?
Yeah, I know there's like new enemies and new encounters. And I know for Slay the Spire fans, that'll be it. But for me, I would just be expecting like a Darkest Dungeon 1 to Darkest Dungeon 2, which I know is a hot topic because I know a lot of Darkest Dungeon 1 fans don't like Darkest Dungeon 2. I like Darkest Dungeon 2 more. But regardless, enough of that jump where you're like, oh, whoa,
This is different.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, with especially with a trailer, there's only so much you can show in Slay the Spire. So yeah, at the very least, you have that on the horizon. That is coming this year. So
Tough Motor says, what is something that past you wouldn't want to do because it seems lame at the current you loves to do? For me, I started cross stitching last year and I find it's a great way to start my day. I will say this. I really used to like Pokemon cards and I thought Pokemon cards were really cool. And then, you hit like your teenage years and then I thought Pokemon cards were fucking nerds, losers. Like, because like
you're the kind of guy why I stopped playing in high school. So.
yeah, but people don't remember that like there was like a lull period in Pokemon cards where like you could get any Pokemon card thing you wanted from like I think like 2010 to like 2016.
Well, not even. It was around. It started around like when I like the sad thing is I look back and some of the most expensive packs and stuff
Just sat
are
on
all
shelves
around
back
the time
in the day.
I was playing. Like all the cards I had, which also of course were all played, so in terrible condition. But then also I gave them all away. But then it's like, yo, like freaking like Crystal Legends, bro, do that. And I'm like, I remember just ripping those open, playing with those, like the 2007, 2006, late 2006 to like late 2008 is when I competed and stuff. I had tons of them
Mhm.
too. And I look back and I'm like, oh my God.
And
That's
am I wrong to think that like back in those like kind of they sat on shelves like
Yeah.
there was like
It was never a question of like, I'm not getting it. It never was.
yeah,
In fact,
like
that was still new around, yeah, late 2010s. But
have you looked for the cosmic
never.
thing at all, or like has Claire like tried or attempted to see if your guys' local
This new
place?
evolution thing.
Yeah, whatever it is. Like, I don't.
We even have like a local Pokemon Center thing in like the grocery store, like the little vending machine.
Yeah,
We go there, it's always sold out anyway. It's the same thing. We're just like, I'm not gonna try that hard. Like,
you're not gonna sit there at 8
I'm not
a.m.
trying to
There's
compete with
sit.
scalpers.
Yeah, like it's just
like
not.
whatever, man.
Yeah, it's just not worth it, especially for someone like you that is a big Pokemon fan and a huge TCG player, or like just fan.
Like someone who wants to rip them, not collect
Yeah.
and like sit on to resell.
Mm-hmm. Because you like it, you love you. It's just the love of the game. You're doing it for the love of the game. Like,
and yeah, which is why like, yeah, if I really wanted to collect, I would buy singles. That would be cheaper and way better way. Or if I wanted to, yeah, market it, then I'd buy it and sit on it and do nothing with it. But I don't do it. I like ripping cards. It's sometimes Claire and I. That's just it. It's like we just like opening packs. For Christmas, I got her a pack of It's actually one or a box of
base edition,
opened it.
the first edition
No,
base
no,
set.
it wasn't Pokemon. But it was we opened it at Dado's. I think it was called like Avowed. It was the one with the QR code on them.
Oh yeah,
You remember those? So I got her a booster box of that. One, turns out the art's really cool, and we figured out let's say there's like a card and it's like the peasant. Well, every card has like 3 rarities or maybe 4. It's like common, rare, let's just say common, uncommon, rare,
Yeah.
and then like ultra.
Legendary. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. So like if it's the peasant, the common card would just the art would be like the peasant looking like scared or something. And then rare or uncommon would be like the peasant and now there's like a crowd around them.
Okay.
And then rare would be like the peasant like sitting down panhandling with the crowd around him. And then the legendary would be like the peasant sitting down panhandling with the crowd around him, but now people are giving him money.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kept like the art or like the
It
story of
was like
that
an
card literally
Evo,
evolved.
essentially.
Yeah. Like with the rare, it wasn't
I
just like,
like that.
oh, now it's a different rarity and it does like better things or different
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah. It's still
So it's
the
which
base
is cool.
card. Like
Yeah.
it's
So it's cool, but then also part of it too is like we liked it. We liked the art and also just a bunch of packs to rip. We just like ripping packs.
yeah. Give me a 2006 booster box that you remember for sure sitting, and I'll tell you the price of it right now.
Um, what is it like? Hollow, hollow something. Hollow
Hollow
Legend.
Woods.
Oh, no, let me look. Pokemon Holon. What might be Hol? Yeah, Holon Phantoms.
See how much a booster box of this. Okay. Just a pack is $750. Just a
Uh,
pack.
well, I remember this set was so cool because they were like the Holon cards, whatever. So there would be like
Yeah, a
this. So
booster
like
box is
there's a
$9,000 apparently on collector's cash.
because they had these star cards, and so like there's like Gyarados star, and he's fire type. And so there's a whole bunch of cards where like there's like electric Mewtwo, um, and like electric Kabutops and fire Kingdra, steel Cradily, and then yeah, the shiny star variants and stuff. That was such a cool set. But like
That's
that, I'm trying to think
crazy.
around there.
Like
Crystal, crystal something. There was pretty much every Gen 4
shiny Mewtwo Gold
set.
Star.
Yes. And the thing is, I had some of those.
I gotta say, like, I don't like this art though. I feel like this is kind of the low point in the art. At least I feel
Really?
like,
I like
yeah.
all.
Or like, what were the cards that like you could swipe into a game or something like that? I
Oh,
hated the look of those, bro. Those were ugly.
yeah, that was like early 2000s. What were those called? But look up like Delta Species Primate. Like I like that art. Plus, I will
Deltas
say too, a lot of the older cards, when you look at
AR
them,
cards. Someone said.
oh yeah, probably. Um, I think some of the older cards too don't quite hit as much because a lot of them are scanned poorly or they're older scans, so they also don't have as high quality, and so they look more dated. Um, but I think the actual art of some of them was some of my favorite. But I think also what dates them is like the border, like the design of the card outside of the literal Pokemon art. Most of the Pokemon art was hidden.
If you get a booster box, you normally always open it, right? You don't have like any booster boxes. You
I
have just.
I don't have a single booster box in this house I haven't opened.
I have one,
Not a
and
single pack, nothing.
I think I have the 151 or no, the 25th anniversary booster or like super
Mm.
collector's edition. Dado literally put in the thing like, buy this if you have disposable income now. And I was like, all right, like I guess I'll just. And he's like, and then put it in your closet and forget about it. And like, I'm not joking. There's times it's like, rip this open. Like, what am I doing? Like,
That's why I couldn't do it. I that voice would win. At some point it would win. But I can't trust myself.
what's the hit in that? Is it the Charizard one? I'm guessing. Like,
I think so. Mm, I don't remember. Well, because it was a reprint of a whole bunch of stuff
yeah.
of like the best hits, I think. So I don't remember. But like I think the Charizard star they reprinted is from that maybe that Full On Phantoms.
Oh, Pokemon
It's like the
e-reader
dark type.
cards. That's what they were
Yeah.
called. E-readers.
Yeah, see, look up Delta Species Charizard Star. Had that. That was sick.
Are. Oh,
The dark type.
ooh.
So sick.
It's a dark type
Yeah.
too?
Yeah. So the
Did you play
star,
with these? Like, were these like actual like meta or
that
no?
one I don't think I competed with. I played with it in a local league. Um Competitively, not so much. And man, I
I
was
mean,
thinking about it too. It's like I miss playing the game, but also it's just the game goes too fast now. That's like when I realized when I went to that nationals. I mean, with Corey for the fun of it, like what 7, 8 years ago? No, 6 years ago, maybe 2019 to Ohio. And yeah, there's that stupid thing where the ref got called, but that's when I realized it's like you have the same amount of time, but now it's best of 3, and every play has to be like every 10 seconds, and like I'm not wired like that.
yeah.
It's just go, 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 go. Um, I do miss it though from time to time. And see, that's the weird thing though, is like I have so many core memories from this. Less than like 2 years of my life. And
That's the impact, though. You know what I
and
mean? Like that's
17 and 18 years ago. Like
your hairline just went
it
back a
keeps
couple centimeters.
it
Like,
keeps feeling like it's the same distance.
well,
But then they keep looking back in every
I
year.
saw a thing, and it
Like,
was
oh,
basically like COVID happened half a decade ago, and it was like, holy shit! like,
yeah.
like just
I
the
really do think the impact on that will like be studied later down the line because like it really did warp so much.
I say
Uh,
like more so for like kids, like more so for
no,
like
yeah, for
the
kids. Um, I think the older you were, the less of an impact it probably had. But I think we were still in that like that was what mid 20s.
yeah
Um, but yeah, like the impact I can't imagine, and I feel for the people right around like I mean for kids as a whole, I mean it's screwed up
yeah
education and there's all the studies about how it's really messed them up. But socially, I feel really bad for like juniors, seniors in high school, freshmen, sophomores, college of like the really big changing moments
for
that
sure.
you don't get to experience the way it should have been and it warps everything. I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah, me either. So let's get back to the question. I was just thinking about that. Um, something that you like to do a long time ago, or something you wanted to do a long time ago, but you thought it was kind of nerdy or dumb that you wish you picked up now or want to kind of like pick up.
There's a lot of stuff I wish I am doing right now or always wanted to pick up. But like something I'm doing now, does it have to be something I'm doing now?
No, it doesn't have to be something like you're doing now, but like something you like would do now. Like for me, it was like, oh, back
Oh,
then, like I like to open up Pokemon cards now. And I think Pokemon like just card opening is cool. But then like back when I was in middle school and like high school, it's like that's for like babies.
I would have kept playing Pokemon. Um, and then stop playing when I wanted to, not stop playing when I felt like socially I had to.
Mm.
Um, that would be up there.
If Pokemon was looked at how it is today, would you have kept playing? Like say in 2006,
Yeah,
people were scalping cards, people were going
I would have kept playing
crazy. Okay.
100%. That is literally the reason I stopped. Is just because of high school and um,
Like this is
part
what
of
I'm
it.
I'm supposed to stop doing this type of stuff. I need to grow up, like type of shit.
Part of it was just like, well, socially, it's like one, I didn't have many friends, and I'm going into like high school, and I'm like, I need to not just immediately ostracize myself. And then second was like, everyone talks about how much more time it's going to take. Playing Pokemon is time consuming, and like the traveling and stuff. So I'm like, I don't. And then realizing, bro, easily freshman, sophomore, junior year, I didn't. There was plenty of time, and then even senior. I mean, I coasted anyway. So like time wise, would not have been a huge issue. Um, especially if I had waited until what's I think I turned 16 sophomore year of high school. Then I could have started driving myself to events, which would have been way easier because before that it had to be my dad or my friend's dad. Otherwise, like it's not happening, or if it's here, they have something going on.
Yeah.
Um, so it is unfortunate. Um, but yeah, I guess that's just the first thing comes to mind.
Hey, no, hey, we will never forget top 16 World Championship 2008, Scizor Toxicroak. Never forget that.
With the Electro Tech, there was one of those in there. I always forget to mention him, but hey, he did
He
his
was
part.
he was in there.
I got cheated. I got some ref ball going on there. Whatever. Still
Got
upset
you.
about it, but
Yeah,
whatever.
you got 12th. Do you remember who won that tournament? You got 12th. I have the top 12 list right here.
It
August
wasn't
15th,
Dylan.
17th, 2008.
It wasn't Dylan, was it?
It was
Dylan
Dylan.
got. Oh, it was Dylan.
Dylan Lefevre? Dylan
My
Lafleur?
man.
Oh, we
He.
like Dylan. We like Dylan.
We do because
Okay,
he
Dylan's
was
a good guy.
playing uh a different deck
He was
as
playing
well. It was
Empoleon.
actually. Yeah, it was. It was a little different, but
I got the
we liked him.
I got the deck list right here. What
Wait,
is it?
no, I'm pulling. That must have been. Look up 2007. 2008 is the one I was supposed to go to, but I stopped because of high school.
This is
August 15th to August 17th was the weekend after our first week of high school, which is why I didn't go. And God, do I like, I had a free trip to Hawaii, man. I was like second in North America. What? And I'm like, oh, this freaking high school, man. I'll never forget myself, man. But look at
I
2007. It should have been in Orlando.
no, this is 2008 Orlando. Like August 15th, 2008 Orlando, Florida. August 15th through the 17th, 2008.
Okay, who won juniors? It should be Tristan.
Juniors, yeah, Tristan Robinson. Playing Caesar
Oh.
Toxicroak.
Okay, well, so then no, it must not be Dylan. There should be somebody like top 4 who was playing Scizor Electrode.
In juniors or seniors?
Seniors.
The highest. Oh wait, number 7. There's another Dylan Bryan. That's Caesar Electrode.
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay, so
Dylan
there's.
Bryan.
Oh, okay.
Employment was still meta. Thankfully, Guardy Galay didn't win though, because Guardy Galay was even more meta.
Yeah, that got
But,
third, or that got fourth.
but
But that one is running into juniors. Juniors, it's all.
well, and it should also be pointed out too that like 80% of every deck in every division was Guardy Galay. Which is why I was playing the deck I played.
A little off
But
meta.
Dylan,
You've always been a little off meta, you know.
yeah. Well, actually, in TCG, it's called a rogue deck. So it's a deck that in a vacuum you look at and it would never work, but it's designed to beat a specific meta and only that. And if that meta doesn't exist, it doesn't work. And so that's and it also is a rogue deck because you bring it in and it's never been used and nobody knows about it.
Hey,
We brought it into Worlds, but we like Dylan because the people from Colorado cooked up the Toxicroak Scizor, but Dylan, in his own vacuum, without talking to anybody else, came up with Scizor Electrode, which we both had. The only difference was he didn't have Toxicroak, but he was more into the Electrode line. But it was the same build with the same idea, and so it was really cool seeing him. Like both of the people, no communication.
Didn't
come
have
up
to
with
net
almost
deck.
the same rogue deck. Yeah, everybody else was net decking. And don't get me wrong, you know, I played some tournaments and net decked. The difference too is, well, one, back then there wasn't really like sites or anything that actually had lists. But then also the big difference with Pokemon is tech cards. So you'd have like the same Guardy Galade list, 57 out of 60 cards, but 3 will vary, and those 3 tech cards can be the life or death of mirror matchups or techs against counters or techs against a different meta deck. And it's always tough because like if the list is so tight and you're like, I literally have like 2 tech slots, there's a lot of things you have to choose from, and it's like you can't cover every base. And so those few tech cards are in there just like in case of emergency. And then with my luck, I'd have those 2 tech cards in my prizes in every game where I needed them, and I'd lose. But anyway, whatever. RNG.
Hey, shout out to King and Fox who brought an EV deck and got top 16 with that.
Yeah, go on, son.
And same with Takashi Yoanda bringing what's the Magnezone and the Leafeon?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to that.
That was a little off meta. That was always my favorite part. Was like, yo, what are people? To be fair, that's anything now. It's just like, yo, what are people cooking? That's not meta. That's great. It doesn't matter the game, card game, video game, bizarre. I just love seeing people make
Well,
weird
you heard
stuff
it here
work 'cause
from
it takes so much more work.
You heard it here from Mr. Fruit. If you're 14 and you're playing the TCG, stick with it. Don't stop because high school's about to start.
Plus, it's way cooler now. Like
It's so much more like
well,
it's like so much like because like it's like almost like what video games used to be like. Like if you played video games like in an early like you were weird. Like,
but the difference too is like if I had played 4 years ago, I could probably show you VODs of my matches because I would have been on the main stage for some of them. There was no main stage in 2006, 2007. Like the VODs I would review, there weren't VODs. I could only watch short, highlighted, sped up videos they would record of the world's finals matches because that's the only things you can
world's finals. That's it. Like
that's the only thing they would record. The events weren't as like cool or illustrious looking. But also VGU then was like the weird kid in the corner with like 8 people playing. Now obviously VGU's huge. But yeah, the scope and the size, prizes is also just bigger now. Yeah. Fun time, man.
Well, we got a little bit distracted and we got to wrap up. We are going to go play some League of Legends. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you guys next week. Peace out.
See.